If you are watching this on YouTube, I'm trying something new today. I'm going to be doing a Facebook something or other now for the first time. It looks to be a messenger, Facebook Messenger that is live streamed. I today's going to be my first one, so I'm not quite sure all the things that are going to be going on, but I'm going to have this camera facing towards my Facebook camera, and we'll see what happens. Let's see. So this one. This light's no good. Well, come on. Jeez. Okay. Okay, let's go. Let's see, search for people. Okay, I'm not sure if we are live or what we are, but I'm going to invite one person to come in, see what that's all about. Okay. It's David, and I am testing for the first time some new Facebook technology that I just by accident uh, discovered 2 days ago as I was actually invited to go to one of these that Mark Zuckerberg was doing with his wife Priscilla Chan. They are scientists. They put a lot of their personal money into science projects, and they have an initiative that was the purpose of what they were doing, and it was pretty interesting. But um, wow, let me reflect a moment on. Uh, Let me go back to the main screen. Okay, there we go. Now, see, one thing was happening yesterday. Wait for friends to join or let them know you're here. I have tried to let them know you're here. I don't know. One thing that I saw yesterday that I am not seeing right now was a chat room. And of course, with it being Mark Zuckerberg's room, he could have any technology that he wants, anything that the mind can imagine, he can probably program to do. So he gets whatever he wants. And that was going to be a major feature of what I saw yesterday, the fact that people could come into a room and they could chat. So they didn't necessarily have to pay attention to what was going on in the room, but if their friends were in the chat room, they could chat with their friends. That seemed kind of cool. And also, uh, there's absolutely no video in the room that I went to. Was so I thought that the whole concept was one of podcasting and just Facebook's answer to podcasting, where you would have audio only, no video. That in and of itself, if you have no video, you're going to be saving lots of money. He already has video in the messenger feature. It's just not public. So um, you've seen what I have done in over the last months is that I will do a Facebook Live, and then I will share it to my streams or wherever Facebook will allow me to share it. But you have to share totally in the Facebook environment, the Facebook community. So it's technology, and it's learning how to make application to your own life with what technology is available. That's really what it boils down to. I have to give a shout out to to Mark Zuckerberg. Uh, you've heard me complain. No, you haven't actually heard me. Yes, you have. You've heard me complain. You've read a lot of my thoughts about the technology that his technology, which is certainly allowed to be because it's his, and he allows us to use it under his terms of service. So that's the ground rules. Uh, he is absolutely positively geared to selling stuff. He sells a tremendous. He attempts to sell a lot of stuff on my page in my news feed. It's sometimes it looks like every third feed is an ad. Then up in the upper right hand corner, he religiously holds the upper right hand corner sponsored, and there's usually two sponsors there, and they pay a lot of money to be in the upper right hand corner like that. I've actually bought. Here's the key to the technology thing and marketing. I have actually bought from my own news feed three times, three different things. I've been satisfied on two of the three things. So it's pretty good batting average. But uh, now the technology knows buying decisions that are made on my page, my algorithm, da da da, and that's how they sell that information to marketers who pay top dollar for it. And that's how it works. That's how the game works, and um, so be it. So I found it very interesting. But about Mark Zuckerberg, he is a fascinating individual, and in his early days, his very early days, I followed him very closely. I saw the movie Network, I think three times. I think all three times I saw it when I was flying. And then I immediately got a copy of his book, which was his answer to the movie, and found it totally fascinating. Mark Zuckerberg, say what you will. And then, of course, he right now he's as under fire in in Congress in as anybody is, just because of how powerful the tool, the platform is that he built. That's why he's under fire. He's got a lot of power. You know, I don't I don't think I've heard this for a long, long time, but certainly read it in his book 10 years ago or more. One of the South American countries actually fought a civil war on Facebook. That's how information was flowing about what was going on. And back then, over 1 million people quickly were assembled. I don't remember the city, but somewhere in South America, maybe Argentina. But it's been a powerful tool from day. Well, it was powerful when he started it on the college campuses. That must have been a lot of fun. Uh, but he is the youngest entrepreneur who went from the theoretical zero to a billion. Not really a zero, but the theoretical start, zero to $1 billion of worth, personal worth, in quicker than anybody in history has ever done, and younger in history than anybody has ever done. And I don't know, there are a lot of people who've accumulated more. Our friend Jeff Bezos doing pretty well over at Amazon. He's doing really well. And actually, so is his ex-wife, who got half of what they built up together. But I enough rambling, and I have no idea if I'm rambling to anybody or to myself. So I guess I'll find that out pretty soon. Uh, there's no evidence to me anywhere on the screen that I'm looking at that anything is happening. Uh, all it is saying to me is wait for friends to join, and I guess I have no friends because nobody's joining. And or call them to let them know you're here. I did place a call to a friend, and my friend Scott Silverstein. He and I, wow, this is the first time I've asked him to test some technology with me. I can remember 3 different occasions where I was his beta test for technology, video technology, basically, excuse me, that he wanted to use. Uh, I really wanted to. Well, we'll see what the. I'll see what, what we have in the end. But I really thought would be really neat to have a podcast at noon every day, and if in that podcast with Facebook Messenger technology, people could come in and chat. It could be a really fun time. You wouldn't have to necessarily be interested in the topic of discussion, the conversation, but you could be chatting with your friends and having a better time chatting with your friends. So I don't know what the shakeout's going to be, but I did want to give it a shot. It's on a just, but for content, I've wanted to do this for a long time, and I just haven't found the right time to do it in the Facebook things that I'm doing. But I get on a daily basis, sometimes more than once a day, many times more than once a day, a couple what I call health and wellness uh, uh, emails, and to me that they are there. It's absolutely not fake news. They're coming from WebMD. The ones that I'm particularly interested are WebMD and um, AARP does a wonderful job of providing content. Today, at 8:09 today, WebMD sent me an email. What supplements are worth your money? I don't take very many supplements myself, so I'm definitely going to read it because I'm doing a new thing with my approach to eating. Very, very new thing. I've been doing it for probably about over 4 months. So started on July 25th, and I only consume food between the hours of 8:30 and 2:30, 6 hours a day, and the other 18 hours, whatever. But I don't eat food. But I have had a really fun time, and it's going 24/7 in um, a slow cooker that I have. I actually have three. Uh, two of the crock pots go. One of them goes 24/7. A second one is not too far behind the 24/7, and I've really enjoyed starting from scratch and making broths. And so I'm adding. It doesn't matter what I add. I try new things all the time to see what the end result is. But what I am getting in those 18 hours that I'm not eating food, I'm getting a lot of vitamins and minerals based upon the stuff that I put in the broth, uh, and it actually. I have found this whole change for me. For me, because of my lifestyle and the way I did things, uh, it's been a very, very, very easy transition for me. I knew 30 hours after I started that it was the right thing for me to be doing. I was eating uh, too much food and blaming too much my almost 50 pounds that I put on the hormone therapy that I've been taking for 4 years now. This month it's 4 years, and and you do put weight on, but and some of the weight I've not taken off. I've certainly put on with the hormone therapy, and I can tell by the places that I put it on too, which is scary. Uh, but I actually in the since July 25th, I have lost over 30 pounds, just changing my lifestyle, changing my mind, changing what I thought my body needed to really what my body needs. And what it is now, uh, I'm now that I'm only eating 1/3 of the time that I used to be able to eat. uh, I uh, have to pick very closely what it is that I am eating in those 6 hours. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. It's easier to control what it is. And I have always said about weight maintenance, weight loss. It's all about, and science does back me up on it. Calories in, calories out. If you burn more calories than you take in, you will either maintain or lose weight for the most part. And it's very easy to monitor that. Now, when I eat something, going back to what I used to eat, I can very easily eat 150, 200 calories max and walk away. That's I've been able to do that very easily. And so if I do that uh, 8 times, 9 times in that 6 hours, that's 1,800 calories, and that's a good calorie intake. I will definitely maintain and probably continue to lose a little bit if I do that. But now we're into the winter, and I have absolutely noticed uh, my exercise regimen has changed tremendously, and not necessarily for the bad. I am definitely doing more stretching, isolating certain muscles, working on those muscles more so than I have ever done, and and the stuff is working. Uh, the way that I noticed the weight thing, first of all, very easy. Well, first of all, I noticed inches, very, very clearly inches. But then with less weight on my knees, I don't have my knees have not felt as good as they feel for over 5 years. And that's an amazing thing because my bones are 5 years older. I still have arthritis going. There's no question about that. And I've tried to do things. I try to do whatever I can short of replacing those parts, which I don't really want to do until I have to do it. Uh, but I use a lot of bands and whatever it takes to. It's all about alignment. How you align your body, and when you're sitting and when you're walking, whatever you're doing, how you align your body, and you will notice it, particularly if you've got 72-year-old bones, that it feels different when you make a change, and it's all about your alignment. And I even have a really good handle on my alignment of my body when I go to sleep, and it works. It works. So you continue to do it. But we went from supplements on WebMD to all that other stuff. WebMD and AARP has a really good medical section that I get a lot of emails on. If I continue with David's room based upon the value that I get out of it, upon what I'm trying to do, and in the big picture of things, I will use that as an approach in my content. My content will be health and wellness. I spend a lot of time. Well, I spent a lot of time talking about health and wellness with folks. I have I have been a certified uh, cardiovascular trainer for over 15 years with a lot of experience. So I can actually train some folks based upon the experiences that I've had in training myself. And also about probably about 7 years ago now, maybe 8 years. Maybe it might be 8 years this coming April. I started with some silver sneaker classes. I was certified to facilitate a silver sneakers class, and I had we were sometimes going 5 days a week. These folks. I had a core group of about 12 or 13 that were pretty close to 5 day a week folks, and we had a lot of fun. We learned a lot of things, but I I actually lost my certifications in the pandemic in March, first weekend in March 2020. I was laid off from the Cincinnati YMCA Association after 15 years, which was, I understood the concept. I didn't have a problem with it, but uh, being the bad communicators that they are, uh, they allowed my certifications to expire. It went through them first before it got to me, and by the time I got it, they had expired. Uh, but by the time I got the notification, well, I think I only got one 6 months late. Anyways, whatever. I absolutely was not willing to invest all the dollars that it would have taken to get certified. I can just say formally certified. One thing I do when I talk about things and I go through an exercise routine or whatever, a challenge, uh, I will not be sharing it with you unless I have done it first to know what it does to me, and I can say this is the value that I got out of it. I'd be a total fool if I showed you a bunch of things and said you were going to get value out of everything I was showing you or asking you to do, and so it's most important the value that you get out of it. And so if we have that communication, we have that interaction going, we can make the necessary adjustments. There are always modifications to exercise routines, to diet constraints. There's modifications. Because I take a anticoagulant and I've been taking it for, wow, 2 weeks. It will be 27 years that I've been taking it in 2 weeks. I stay away from vegetables that are really green. If they are really green, it means that they have vitamin K in them. Vitamin K is a coagulant. I take an anticoagulant, so they would be, I'd have to make the adjustments, which you can do. You can make those adjustments, but I would have to eat the same amount of vitamin K at the same time in a 3-day cycle for it to stay true to how much medication I was taking. And it really is. I have to take it because I have a mechanical heart valve, but uh, it's it, it it's a crazy thing to take. Uh, but you live and you learn. Uh, and I once a month I have to go and get my blood levels checked, and so that's how I know that I'm taking the right amount of medication. And so, be that as it may, the reason I'm telling you some of these things is because when I read a story or share with you information from WebMD or share information about AARP, I will be able to make a personal comment about it. So that will help you in you establishing your information database for yourself. Okay, that's going to be it. I have no idea if there's going to be a next one of these. I have to see what it is that I did because for all I know, I've been talking to myself for about a half hour now. Thank you if you stayed here. Thank you. Do this for me. If you were able to observe or get some information or whatever, please let me know that it happened so I can analyze that it did. And of course, you can always message me because we're friends. You can message me. Some people take advantage of that. Do you know? What we don't live through. So that's going to be it for today. Um, this was the most exciting week that I have had professionally in many, many years because I did something different this week that I haven't done for many years and that I love doing. And that's how I'm going to finish it out. But I created it. It took me 2 years. I knew what I wanted kind of as an end product. I definitely did not know how I was going to get there. And in fact, it took me almost 2 years to convince myself that I got there. And so I put it all together and I picked out 25 companies who would have a need for what it is that I'm doing. I know they do. Actually, I've never worked with any of the companies that I've contacted, and um, I'm not going to share the names, but it's been amazing. I've actually realized a dream uh, by doing this campaign where uh, that's what I've always done best in my life. I create a project that I want to do, and it definitely is going to have a marketing and sales orientation to it. That's all I know. Then I put the pieces together. Then I pick companies that I know need it is what I have created. And I've been doing it for a long time and it's worked. So I have not done it for a long time, but I'm going to get back to doing it. Bottom line, I sent out schedule room for later. Well, maybe I'll do that. Well, I'll do that. Well, I'll do that when my camera went off. I guess you only get a half hour.